Today is September 10th, 2025, and this is our 5 o'clock work session. I'm going to ask the court to stand and pledge allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hope everybody's doing well tonight, and I believe Reverend Brewer's with us. How are you doing, sir?
Fine, sir. I appreciate the honor of being called Father Brewer, but on the agenda, but that's not my title, but it is so good to be with you all. Let's pray together. Almighty God, we acknowledge and are so grateful for your presence with us in all of our lives, and particularly in the meeting of our Fiscal Court this evening. Lord, these are tumultuous days in our community. So many people have suffered, and we're grateful for your presence. We've seen it in the hearts and the work of the people, including our fiscal court, for our magistrates, and for our judge executive. We thank you for them. We pray for all of our staff and those in our community that are working for their good and for the good of your kingdom and for our community. I do pray that you would bless this meeting tonight. We leave it in your hands and thank you for the best work of these good people. In the Savior's name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, sir. Alrighty, public comments. Do we have any public comments tonight? Alrighty, seeing none, we're going to go ahead and have Mr. Duke come up and tell us a little bit about what's going on in the road department. How you doing tonight?
Doing well. How are y'all?
Everything's good, thank you.
Give you a little update on the road, what the road crew's been up to past couple weeks. We've been working on some road repair for some of the flood damage that occurred. Got the mow trim out running. I think they're in the Bridgeport area right now. Mowing crews out Peaks Mill area. We did get, I think, we got some pictures of our new trucks that just come in last week. The two 550s, yeah. They're pretty nice trucks. Had to wait a while on them, but they're good.
We won't talk about that.
It's all good. Also, we got final inspection on our fuel tanks, so they're operational now. Did get Colston got all the paving completed down there at the facility, so everything's looking up down there. We got the finished grade, seed and straw done as well. Of course, you know the new building's it's completed, so other than we got some small stuff to do to it.
Yeah, well, good. So speaking of the building, I guess I'll have Jenny get with the court as far as doing like a ribbon cutting or something. I think we need to do something special for that. It's a big thing that we did here in Franklin County. So we'll get that scheduled with you, Duke, and try to figure it out.
Okay.
When best works. All right, what questions do we have for Duke tonight?
Good.
Duke, are we waiting on any pieces of equipment that we've bought? Any mow trims or any tractors or anything?
No.
You're all up to speed of what you have. You got a smaller truck. All that's been done. So
Everything's done.
you're all pretty square right now.
That's right.
Okay, good. All righty. Thank you, sir. All righty. Judge's report. On 27th, I did my plant board taping. There I am right there. So that always goes well. We appreciate the plant board doing that, and if there's anything you all ever want me to talk about, or if you want to go on for some reason, just let me know. Like I said, we try to highlight different departments and things that are going on in our community. And I think on this one, I gave updates on the park project and sports commission and things like that. And they asked me quite a few questions, so that's always good. Went out to look at the new Target site. Shot a video with Jason Taylor, one of the developers. That's going well. They already have the walls up. They're putting the roof on. It's pretty amazing how fast it's going up out there. So the plan is for the Super Target to be open by next June, and I believe they're getting ready to start on the building next to them, which is a wholesale kind of grocer, and they got a lot going on out there. I think it's moving faster than they anticipated, so that's a great thing to see here in Franklin County. The Humane Society had the 80th anniversary celebration at the Historical Society. Our Deputy Jack Kennedy represented. Yep. And so, hopefully they raised a bunch of money. I know I was unable to attend, but helped them with the sponsorship. But it seemed like it was good. All the pictures people were posting and things. So hopefully they raised a bunch of money for the Humane Society that night. And who was that? Oh yeah, Allie's there too. Team Allie. Yep, that's right. Oh, and Tina. I didn't even recognize Tina there. Good Lord, that is Tina. Yeah, wow. I don't have the best eyesight. I can't see. So yeah, well that's good. Glad they were able to go and share the table there. So today I was down in Berea. They had a really cool kind of workers, thing as far as getting people back into the workforce. And there was a guy there speaking about how he was helping, underprivileged kids, do better. And there's a lot of statistics thrown out and what can we do better, as a community and as a state. So that was really good. Coming up later this month, we have some things going on. We're going to be doing a proclamation for the Senior Center Month on the 11th. On the 12th, the Chamber Golf Scrambles at Juniper Hills. On the 15th, our very own Tina Peck is going to present at the KAMM, and I believe that's in Corbin. So that's a really big honor for her to do a presentation to her peers. So we should be really proud of Tina and everything she's done. And then the KCJEA Fall Retreat is the 16th through the 18th. And then on the 20th is the Capital City Aviation Day. So that's going to be a good thing. Hopefully the weather will be good that day. And then on the 22nd we have an active day of Frankfurt. So I'm to speak and present a proclamation to that. So that is my judge's report. Alrighty. Moving on, any questions from our minutes of the public hearing from August 27, 2025? Mr. Brewer, thank you. Have a great evening. Thank you. Alrighty, seeing no questions on this, I believe the clerk told me on the next one, there was, on our regular meeting of August 27th, there was a change made. Does everybody have that? Okay, just making sure. And then we need to receive the Elkhorn Water District Independent Audit Report for the year ending December 31, 2024 and 2023.
Judge,
Yes.
the minutes, I had requested at the last meeting that it be noted that I did not agree with the connotation that we were unable to take public comments about zoning issues, and I had requested that be put in the minutes. So if I could add that, that would be nice. Otherwise, I'll just vote against them.
Where in the minutes is that? I'm sorry.
In the work session, which there's not any information about the work session. So.
Yep. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, on the Elkhorn Water District audit, does anybody have any questions on that? Looks like they're doing pretty well, all in all. Don't see anything there. Alrighty, and then we have next agenda item is change order number 1 from Codell Construction on the bid package for Blue Sky Electric regarding Lakeview. Do we have anybody here for that, Jack?
I'm here.
Oh.
If you want spoken to.
Okay, yeah, come on up. Come on up. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Dwayne White. I'm with Markham Engineering. I work under Hitchcock Design Group from the design team for the park project. So I can explain this.
Perfect. Glad.
Okay, so this change order is a change in the powering to the lights, the Musco sports lighting for the 7 softball fields at Lakeview. So the reason for the change order is during design, we as the design team, my firm represents the electrical site design. That's the part of it we did. There was no indication of separate circuit breakers needed for each contactor on the Musco lighting. When the shop drawings were submitted, it came to light that Musco requires a separate circuit breaker for every contactor. So we revised the design for that. The contractor, Blue Sky Electric's the electrical contractor, gave the quote, and you may have it there. I've got it, $17,000 some odd dollars. So we did review that, and for the 24 additional circuits required, that many breakers plus running the conduit and wire to each between the power panel that the contractor provides and the control panel that Musco provides. About $700 for each one of those, we feel is a reasonable cost. So I just want to explain that the additional cost, if that had been known during the design, would have been in the original bid.
So is it just something that was missed?
It was
in the
something,
original design?
you could call it missed. We weren't aware of that requirement of Musco lighting.
And I believe the Musco lighting is a lot cheaper than our next option. So even though it's a 18,000 and change order, it's still cheaper than going with the next brand. I do know that. Squire.
Just a technical question, this is an $18,673 change order. What is our mandate for? I mean, it's over $5,000. If we have the next one, it's limited, but in my mind, this maybe should kick in a bidding procedure, but we're under construction already, so just if somebody could, if Max maybe could comment on the pre-existing relationship, et cetera. Well, the judge just said that the next option would potentially be more expensive. Should this be something we bid out instead?
Well, the lights have already been purchased, so we kind of don't have an option at this point as far as the wiring and everything.
I'm just
Yeah,
wondering.
no,
So
that's
this is a required component
Yes.
to make it work, is that right?
correct, yes.
I'm
That they
just
weren't
trying to make
aware of
sure.
because of the manufacturer. Yes,
Each one needs a contactor, and that requires the wiring, that requires the conduit, it's underground, so it's kind of like double the amount.
And so we had it powered, but we shared breakers for multiple contactors, and they said, nope, got to have one for each one. It's like, oh, well, then that adds 24 breakers, 24 feeds between the panels.
I understand the process, I was just trying to figure out how it was missed so bad from the get-go.
yeah.
Why did it have to, but you said even with this being this much additional, we were still under what the next bid was gonna be, did it? Okay.
I struggle with this being overlooked, missed, or not understood, whatever words you want to put on there. Because you are the designer and engineer, you should have known what was required of these, and it should have been bid then. And so I struggle with having a change order right off the bat, and I usually go along with everything, as you all know, but I don't understand it at all. If I'm bidding to wire a house, you're gonna have to wire it up, whatever it costs, if I bid it.
Yeah, so we did work with Musco. They were the basis of design, even though other companies could have provided for it. We worked with them directly, and they provided us information. We designed based on that, but during the shop drawings, they brought up this requirement that wasn't brought up before.
Who
So
brought it up?
Musco said during the shop drawings, they provided more detail to the contractor of here's what here's what we need, here's what we're providing, and here's what's required for it. And then it realized, oh, well, they're requiring this extra level of separate
So then
power.
nobody knew they were gonna require whatever they required when the bid was given out.
That's right.
Wonder why they didn't let everybody know at that time.
I can't answer that.
Me neither. Plus, on top of that, we gotta pay Codell the extra $1,000.
Yep. I see your point, Squire. I do.
Yeah, I think to Squire
Go ahead.
Tanner's point,
Yep.
if they were providing the information, it's sort of hard to figure out how they missed something that they know they've gotta have.
They provide
That's
the
the way I'm understanding
Yeah,
it.
that's what he
my
said.
question.
We telling you what you gotta have. Oh, yeah, we forgot to tell you, you gotta have
Exactly.
this.
Yeah.
Well, crap, I got my own thought about that, and I keep it to myself.
Where are we at in the phase? Is this something we can get some additional context to about how it was missed and whose ultimate responsibility? I mean, Codell's our contractor to review everything, right, and send it back to us. We put a bit of a contingency in this fund about incidentals. In my mind, if this is something that's missed, it should be somewhat ate by the contractor that they failed to either get the provider to include it within the scope, or I'd like to have some more context, to be honest, before we
Do
approve
you know
it.
if this
If
is something
there's-
that has to be
if there's
voted
time.
on right away, or is this, I mean, are they putting stuff underground right now or not yet?
I don't think they've started site electrical work yet.
Yeah. Jack, do you know of anything that we have to vote on this tonight, or can we take it and get some more
got one more question.
Go ahead,
Judge.
Squire Tanner.
Has the committee, the Park Committee, Recreation Committee, have they looked at this?
Squire?
We didn't look at this
Yeah.
light thing. We didn't
No.
look at this light thing.
No.
There's another change.
Change order that we do know about and are aware about, that it has its own explanation. But, you know, me is, Musco is the vendor who sells the lights. You guys draw the requirements that are put to bid for the contractors to know what to do and what's required. You know, I feel kind of like, you know lighting, that's what you all do. You know what power requirements are. I feel like when there's above and beyond requirements, they need to be known before a shop sketch after the bidding process.
You can't bid something and
No.
say, oh, well.
I mean, when I would bid, I'd say, is this everything? This is everything. And I do see the discrepancy, and I get it. And we can't let nickels and dimes build up on us and turn into big stuff. With that being said, we did save a substantial amount of money going with Musco, and it's just something that I would ask that they don't ever do this again to anybody they deal with. If you're selling a product and it requires something out of the ordinary, then that needs to be made aware of and before the bid process starts. Because details, you know, every time you turn in a blueprint, you have to have your details. They just have to be there. And that's what they go to. And if the details change, there's a change order. I feel like these details should have been in there. If they weren't provided to you, I feel like that's the fault of Musco.
Yep.
You know,
Let's
not your
table
fault.
this one, and we'll have some more conversations with Codell, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
so Kim, we're gonna table number 5. We'll table it to the next meeting. Thank you. Alrighty. Next, I believe Duke is coming up.
Yeah, this is a change order for for our new building, the pole barn we just built. It was the inspectors required, an engineer's drawing for this, since it's a commercial building. And the builder, when he bid it, he had no clue that was gonna be the case. So this extra 2,500 is for the engineer's drawings, and then all the extra bracing that he had to put in on top of what his original plan was.
But he came off his price of $3,050 down to $2,500.
Yeah, at the judge's request, I called him and asked him if he could work with us any on that, because it was originally $3,050, and he knocked off $550.
Go ahead, Squire Tanner.
I might add that the road department committee did look this over and discuss it. And basically agreed that it was legitimate.
And Duke, you brought this to us before, didn't you? You mentioned it in a previous meeting that this was coming to us.
Right.
Last meeting, yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, we
Not
wrote,
paying it.
I'm sorry?
We failed not paying it in advance, so we could get more information.
Yeah.
So that was,
Yeah.
this is the follow-up to that.
Correct, you're correct, Squire.
And it's massively overbuilt.
It's not
It
much-
is.
Let me talk to
Massively.
you about overbuilding the garage.
From a 2/6 to an 11/7/8 LVL.
Yep,
And I can't even believe it's that much difference. An LVL is expensive. It's an engineered piece of wood. 2/6 is run of the mill, you know. It's a cheap change for what is really happening.
Well, yeah, and then he went in and had to put a bunch of X bracing in the building.
I saw that.
It's quite a bit of extras, so.
All right, thank you, Duke. All right, I believe Greg is here next. Hey, Greg, how you doing, buddy?
Good evening. I'll just talk about the two bids that y'all have, and then y'all can ask any questions. First one I'm gonna talk about is Johnson Control. That's who we currently use for monitoring and also any testing that we do in the building. In their recommendation, they did not recommend replacing devices throughout the building. And because they had just tested them, they're fine, is what they presented to me and everything like that. So it says it in that packet as well, but in the Landmark bid, it says in there that they are going to replace all the new, and put new devices in throughout pool stations, smokes, what else, with the new panel as well. I believe that would be most of normal devices.
Squire Sebastian.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you for being with us. So, I guess my first question would be, how old are the devices that are in the facility that we're being recommended not to make a change on?
Well, and that's the thing, in my opinion, they're pretty old. They're, I would say, at least 20. Some of the horn strobes are very old. And within that contract from Landmark, they provide a 1-year subscription too for the monitoring as well, with that as well. It's included in that price. But you get all new devices with the Landmark one versus we're just getting a new panel with the Johnson Control one.
And how many additional devices? I'm sorry. I've tried to go through this, but I just
The only thing
didn't have a quick-
that would be additional that I'm aware of is a water flow switch that is in the back on the deed room side in the riser room that is currently not hooked to the fire panel. So fire marshals, he just
I'm
don't.
having a small.
I didn't hear anything.
It is hooked to the elevator, it does fire recall the elevator, and that side is, now the reason why I think this has happened is because that side of the building used to be a separate building, and they just never, so that is the only
Wired
added
in.
device that is, it is wired in, it recalls the whole building, or recalls the elevator and all that, but it just does not respond. And then also what I've been told is that panel is full of devices as of right now, so not only is it,
If we had to add,
yeah, not only is it 70-something years old, it's older than that, actually. It's a 78 model, that's what I'm trying to.
Oh, those are the best. They last at least 120.
Yeah, it's a tank, and it's lasts forever, but this is something that since I've been here, wanting to try to get updated and replaced.
So we're saying for the additional 2040, everything's new,
Through Landmark, yes.
through Landmark?
Yes.
That's plus a year subscription of the...
Yes.
Squire Blackburn, do you have a question?
No, it's been covered.
Sorry.
Greg, what about budget numbers?
We're
Sorry,
fine on budget. We budgeted, so,
I'm making sure.
yeah, we're
Yep.
fine on budget.
Yep, making sure. Squire Wisdom.
Judge, a couple of things here, if you can indulge me. The bid that's put out in the newspaper for public speaks to only panels.
It says in there also, any new devices that need to be updated or repaired or replaced.
For the way I'm reading it, it says just panels. The clerk's office panel upgrade. Am I missing more?
I don't have the RFP in front of me.
Is that the,
I believe it says in there, if any devices that need.
I believe the full bid has all those specifications.
Yeah, in the full,
I don't
in the
have,
bid package.
I don't have that, so that's what I'm asking. If we, well, again, we're getting it to what has come up several times, that we've got two companies that bid different things, and I'm asking, I guess, that may be because that was the recommendation, sounds like that's what you're saying.
well, what Johnson Control, where they say, we monitor this, we've not had any issues with the devices, we just tested them last year, they're fine. They also put a clause in there, if we will test them before we replace the panel, just to make sure there's not any devices that are malfunctioning, and then if so, they will be addressed then as well. But in the RFP, I believe it says any additional devices that need to be added or in the full bid package.
And there was a pre-bid meeting,
Deputy Kennedy
correct?
just told me they
Yes.
were both here for the mandatory meeting too, so he went through it with both of the companies.
Yes.
Apples to apples.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
that we were
Yeah,
getting-
and I think it's just Johnson Control was like, well, this is what we don't recommend that because it's, they've seen all the devices, they know that. Landmark wanted to put in with all the devices, I would, so I don't know what the difference is between each company, on why the bidding is where it is, but, you know,
But, and then
I
the,
just want to call
Go
to
ahead, sorry.
attention, just to
Yep.
answer your question, if you'll open your packet, which you probably have open, the page that says specifications, if you'll go down to item G, like good, project description, we will need the upgrading of a fire panel system, including all new devices that go with the new panel. I mean, it says in the,
so that means.
but again, I know we just got this, so I'm sure everybody's still reading.
Right.
So just pointing out that it's here in front of us.
Yeah, and that just means if someone added a new panel and it needed any devices added, Johnson Control just says, with our panel that we're gonna put in, we don't need to add devices, or we don't need to upgrade the devices. Now, if we wanted to go to Johnson Control and ask them what it would cost to upgrade the devices too, I
Greg,
guess.
let me ask you this. You're the maintenance director. What bid do you want to go with?
well, that's the other question. It has awarding both on our abstract.
Well, that's because I didn't wanna give a recommendation.
If I voted, then
In my,
it's either
in my
or.
opinion, I think, you know, Landmark is the better bang for your buck because we're getting all new devices throughout the building.
Yeah,
All the pull stations, all the smoke detectors.
right, for $2,040.
Yeah.
Yep, I mean, every time.
Yep, I think we're good. Oh, I'm sorry, Squire Tanner.
I only have one question. Are both these companies local?
They,
Either one of them.
Johnson Control is more of a corporation, I guess, but Landmark is local but out of Lexington. I don't know if I have any local sprinkler system companies in Frankfurt that I'm aware of.
I think they're both out of Lexington, they're
Yeah.
close to location.
Just checking.
Yeah, Johnson Control
It's
is
a great
local
question.
Lexington, so.
Yep,
Thanks, Judge. It answered my question. I just wanted to be sure.
Yeah.
That as long as they were both at the
yes,
screening and got the same information,
Yep.
just that
Yes.
doesn't say, just make sure we do,
Yep.
you know, a little bit more due diligence in putting what goes in the paper ad or the public ad, just to negate that question ever in the future.
Greg, thank you.
Thank you all.
Alrighty, next, I believe, well, we have two ladies here, I believe. We have our very own Belinda, and we have Erin with us from ER Assist. How are you ladies doing tonight?
Good, doing well.
Good, thank you for being with us. What do you got?
On April 30th, the county entered into an agreement with ER Assist to act as a consultant for disaster response and recovery services. In conjunction with that agreement, this is a resolution authorizing Aaron McCauley and ER Assist to act as the applicant's agent for FEMA and Kentucky emergency management activities for both the February and April floods. And of course, Erin is here if you have any questions for her.
So
about
basically, this is everything we've talked about. This is just making it formal so we can sign, so you can sign papers in our behalf, correct?
Right.
That's Cliff Notes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I like Cliff Notes. Squire Blackburn.
How many other communities does ER Assist act as their agent?
In Kentucky?
Yes,
Oh, maybe 50 others?
okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Okay, and then we're actually at the next one
Yep.
too.
Oh,
Yes.
haven't looked that far. There you go. There's another one. Alrighty.
Okay, so this one, I have some updated information. There was, some information in your packets. But, we've got some new numbers, so I want to provide.
So
those
that's
to
gonna
you.
replace,
Yeah, you can pull that out of your packet.
doing it right now. Thank
Ooh,
you,
it went,
Thank you.
thank you,
it went down, thank you.
we like that, like it.
Yeah, it went down, so that's the good
Your
news.
picture over here, oh, it's recycled.
Thank you.
We do need to talk about his color printing. Is that being done here?
Actually, I had to go to Walmart today to get the ink so that I could print this in color for you.
Just watching the pennies, okay?
At ER expense.
I'm glad ER6 is paying for it.
Expense.
Yeah, okay. I thought I'd ask. I was like, whoa, I haven't seen color printed.
Yeah, I know, it's fancy.
Yeah.
It's fancy.
Exactly.
Good question. Okay, so what this one is about. So this has to do with the buyout program, and the court had approved back in June not to exceed amount of $300,000 that the fiscal court would spend towards this program. So at the top, you can see that the total buyout, we've got 22 houses or properties that are currently approved in the program, and that's that 9.5 number. So the local share is the 2.2 number. That's what the fiscal court and the property owner would share as the local share. So what we've done, or what we want to do, is apply for a grant, and it's called grant, capital letters, that would pay for 95% of the local share. So if you look down at the bottom of the page, it breaks down what NRCS would pay for the buyout, what the grant program would pay, and then what Franklin County's responsibility would be, which is $112,000. So that does not exceed the $300,000. It's just a part of it, but what I'm here to do is ask if we can apply for the grant, and if Judge Mueller can sign off on all
Can I ask you a
documentation
question?
related to it.
Is there an estimated on the 14 others that are being turned in? Have you all run the value on those compared to those 22?
We have not gotten those numbers from
Okay.
NRCS.
So we might still be hopefully
We are
under
gonna
that
be-
300, but
Yeah,
but
it is
we
gonna
don't
be
know if
more.
they're $100,000 homes or $1 million homes.
Right, right,
Okay,
right.
just curious.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah, we have 14 more homes.
Yep.
This is 22 of them, so it's well over 50% of the homes that we're gonna have
Yep.
in the program. So at 112, we're not at half.
yeah, perfect. And I do want to thank the fiscal court for all you all are doing for our community. You know, it's pretty amazing. I think we were one of the first counties, there was only 5 that made the first cut in the whole state for disaster money from the feds. So I just want to say thank you to the fiscal court for jumping on this so fast. Squire,
I
thank
just
you.
have a quick question. I want to make sure, just because of some things I've heard in the community, are all of these in the county? None of these are in the city, correct?
That is correct.
Thank you.
And I don't know where they are with buyouts. We've kind of talked to them a little bit about it. Last I heard, they were going to have a meeting, but I don't know what came out of that meeting. These are only county residents at this point. That's all we can kind of control. Squire?
Well, for one, I heard yesterday just a little bit of information that the city may only have 3 buyouts. I don't know if that'll be the final number or not, but.
They
yeah.
want to do 3 and asked us to do 3, but we had concerns how that would look because they're not letting all the other ones do it. So if the county were to pick those 3 up, then I don't think that's fair. And we've had that conversation with the city.
So that stops that rumor.
Yeah, it's not a rumor. I mean, they did come to us and they said, can you pick those 3 up? And we talked about it, and we don't know why they're not picking the other ones up. And so we feel like there's some things going on that we really don't want to get in the middle of. So, like I
But
said,
at the same time, all properties are in the county, so if it comes down to it, I would say my druthers is to help the people that need it. If the city
Yeah.
isn't gonna do it, we'll pick up the bag, right? But
I think there's just things we don't understand about what
Yeah.
the city is doing right now. I feel
yeah,
it's
there's some
exactly the
historical
same way.
properties. I mean, there's a little bit of,
Yes.
and it's not as easy. Squire, please.
Have you helped the city at all? Have they asked for their?
ER Assist offered to help, they have not taken us up on that.
Thank you.
Judge, I'd like to, just, because this program takes properties, effectively makes them unbuildable forever. We can put trees, we can put gardens, we can never really put any kind of permanent structures. So it's a little bit of mixed feeling, especially in properties that may have had flood damage, but could be built up just slightly with new structures out of the floodplain and be viable. So I'm sort of torn on these usually, but that's just editorial. I would like to have, as a contingency of approving this, I'd like those addresses to be sent to us so that I personally keep a running total of these properties from the 90s and everything else in the community.
a map too that shows which ones,
Yeah.
and there's a pretty good swath.
And I asked Autumn yesterday, just for general information, that I've always been told that there is a mechanism and I'm saying this maybe for you to help us with, if there is a mechanism that potentially those properties could come back online if there's a need for governmental entity to build on them or something, and I was
That's not
always.
what we were told.
I
No.
understand, but some other conversations in the past had said that there could be a repayment ability of the current value plus interest since the time, and I just want to see if that is any option at all.
No, everything will be in writing, and nothing will
It's a
be,
deed covenant in perpetuity forever and ever and ever,
Yes.
right?
Thank you, Judge. It's my understanding that if anything is in the floodplain, you can't have a disturbance by adding more soil to that property. Okay, I just want to be real clear. We can't go in and build up the property. Everybody needs to understand that. Because I
Yeah.
think it sounded like I heard some words about building up the property, and we cannot do that.
No,
So-
no, Squire, I was saying that, for example, some properties downtown that are effectively missing now gap teeth, that if they had not had the buyout, a new structure could have been built up higher out of the floodplain, I'm saying, and made that property viable, whereas maybe an older property was built at grade. You know, that's, we give away the potential of ever building anything in the future by doing this rather
Yeah,
than.
that I understand. We
Yeah.
can't just go in and add
Yeah.
land. You could
Right.
build them on stilts, or I think that's
Yeah,
what
right.
you're, yeah,
Right.
got it.
Okay, so
Thank you.
tonight, all we're talking about is us signing this. It gives, I guess ultimately me the authority to sign, you all have authority to sign in our names. And then this is about the, how much we're looking at so far.
right.
And Amy, you're good with that so far, right? Okay, just making sure. Saw you sitting there, thought I'd ask.
This is a good way to help our neighbors.
Absolutely.
This is the way to
It
help
is
our
the
neighbors.
way. I mean, there's people in
The
bad
way.
shape still, absolutely.
Yes.
That's why I was thanking the court.
Yes.
Squire Blackburn.
I just want, it's not on this, a point of clarification. We had discussed on that fire panel. Did we say we were gonna go with one or the other?
Yes,
Did not
Greg
really.
asked us to go with Landmark
Okay.
for all the new
Just
material.
making sure.
Yeah.
Yep, right. Aaron, thank you.
Okay,
Just
thank you.
One
Oh, sorry.
more,
Sorry,
is there potential still, if someone changes their mind, is the portal or the time period closed for participating in this program, or?
It is closed.
Is it?
Yeah.
All in all, close?
If we want to do a public opening again in the future, then that's a possibility, but as far as the deadline for the applications.
Okay.
Right now, it's closed.
But I feel like we've done a really good job being transparent, having town halls. Autumn and them have done a great job keeping a list. I mean,
I will
They-
say that I have received some calls recently of people that had not given us any information
interesting.
in the last couple of days, and they are
From the
interested.
county? Really? Okay, so we might have that conversation then,
Yeah,
because we need to help everybody we can.
absolutely.
Yeah, thank you very much for your help with this.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Belinda's back up?
I'm back.
Yeah. What do you got for us?
Oh, this is a resolution authorizing application to the Kentucky Association of Counties, CAECO Insurance Grant Program to purchase backup cameras to retrofit 7 of the county fire trucks that are currently in service without backup cameras. The estimated cost of the cameras is $800 each for a total cost of $5,600. Pardon me. Fiscal Court would be responsible for providing a match of $1,120.
Worth it.
I got a question for Chief. Do the new trucks that we buy have cameras on them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the new trucks we're out,
Okay.
those with.
When you spend $500 to
How much does that cost?
$800,000 for a vehicle,
I was gonna say, one of you guys can't just stand behind it all the time? I mean,
Typically, it's they better not be backing up without somebody behind them.
That's the rule, but, you know, as Squire Harris can attest to, you know, sometimes we have tanker shuttles, or, you know,
Sometimes
guys
they're by
get
themselves.
divided for some reason, somebody has to ride an ambulance to the hospital
Yeah.
because you have a very serious patient. So sometimes you may have a person in the truck by themselves, and that's all.
I might know a person that backed plumb through a door one time.
Surely not.
he's retired now,
How
right?
about he is retired?
I bet so.
Hence the building maintenance going up.
Yeah, he was a passenger at the time.
Oh, okay.
Sure you retired?
Chief,
or-
let me ask you, is this money coming out of your maintenance account or something, or?
This is not budgeted for, where it's a grant. I mean,
Okay.
so if we were to,
He got quiet, didn't he? Yeah.
if we were to get it.
He thought he was done.
You know, we could look at what other options, if we can float it or not,
I
but
think it's well.
Squire Sebastian.
Thank you, Judge. I was only gonna say, this will be a better match to our
Yeah.
department I mean, taking a truck out of service because it's backed into something.
Yeah.
And doing all the things, it's gonna be much more costly than this
You
$1,200.
can't get anything fixed for $1,200.
Correct.
Not even a dent.
Now, those garage doors are about $4,000 a piece.
Yeah.
So, Madam
And
Treasurer,
that's been years ago.
so, Madam Treasurer, would you agree that the expense of this and finding it somewhere within our budget is well
My
worth?
response, and I don't think I told you this, I
I-
did tell Belinda, was that you would find it within your.
Absolutely.
As long as they get all the pages to look at. No, we can
Yeah.
make something work.
We'll figure it out.
Thank you.
All right. Belinda, thank you. Who's up for the next one? Chief, you up for this one?
Yes, I can take this one. This is the authorization to approve a resolution authorizing the following of grant through the Kentucky Fire Commission for their thermal imaging grant program. So they put this out periodically. The goal is to buy another thermal imaging camera. This one will be for the rescue truck. All our frontline engines are upfitted. But, you know, there's a lot of times that rescue truck could benefit from having a thermal camera on there. The financial impact on this one, I contacted them and they kind of, depending on how many grants they end up awarding, is based on how much money it is. They said last year it was $3,200 is what they issued per department that was awarded. Estimated cost of the camera that we were looking at is $4,600, so there could be a slight match that we would have to do. Typically, they just say, here's the allotment, if you can find a camera within that amount, it covers it, and if it's over that, then the department has to pay for it, so.
If it saves a lot, we're in.
I just bought one today.
Oh, did you?
For me, yeah.
They're pretty handy.
They're super cool.
All right, Chief, next one.
Next item is authorization to award bid for fire department generator. So this year, we budgeted for a generator replacement for Station 8 on Chenault Road. Had a pre-bid meeting, advertised for the bids. We had one vendor submit two bids, or two options in their bid. And the recommendation is to go with option 2, which is the lesser amount. Just incurs a little bit longer wait time because it's about a 20 to 22 week lead time for the manufacturer to have the generator ready. But the one that's there is currently working, so I don't see that it's worth the extra money to speed it up just to get it in now if we have one that we think can hold till January. January-ish is.
It's like 5 months.
Yeah, and I talked to the vendor, asked them if, wintertime would be an issue. They said they install them year-round. The weather doesn't impact anything for them, so. This will require a slight upgrade to our meter service, gas service at the station. I tried to get an estimate on that. The vendor said that based on their calculations and their conversations with somebody at Columbia Gas, unofficially, $300 to $500 for that upgrade, so we'll still be under our budget amount even with the upgrade.
Chief, what is your budgeted amount?
The budget amount was $32,000 for this project. There may be an additional cost savings because the transfer switch was also upgraded not too long ago, so we may be able to keep that same transfer switch, which would be an additional cost savings as well.
Within 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's about that. And he was at the pre-bid meeting. He looked at it and he said that he can make all that work, so he kind of bid it both ways, and if we go that option, then it'll just be a cost savings.
All right, thanks, Chief.
Thank you.
Yep, your turn. All right, this next one's gonna be a group effort, I believe, but I believe Deputy Judge Jack Kennedy is gonna present this one here.
Judge, before he gets going,
Yeah.
could I ask, I remember several years of conversation about this BIM group, and I seem to remember a directive by this body that the desire was to bid this service out, and then it didn't happen 2 years ago. And then when it came back up, I think last year, there was still a comment that next year we want this bid. I don't see.
We've only had them for a year or two, maybe, right? Squire Sebastian?
Thank you, Judge. So to address that comment, the discussion with the broker is, and a broker bids the service out, okay? So that's what a broker would do for us. We do not directly pay a broker. What happens with the broker is that every time there's a claim and the broker gets a percentage, I can't claim that to know because that's their personal business model. So it is a bid process from a broker. So we would have to, and we don't have the capacity to, because it was discussed in committee, Squire Dykes, right? We discussed that very thing in committee. So I appreciate the question because we did ask it. Thank you.
Yeah, and just to touch on it, this is more of a professional services agreement, and then they do bid, they do bid, the two, we still just had the two, companies, providers here in Kentucky. They've got RFPs out right now, and they're getting us numbers. Sorry, I jumped in. Hello, Court, thanks for having me, all that fun stuff. So they do have RFPs out. They expect to have numbers to us next week. So the Finance Committee will get together again in a couple of weeks so that we can see what the numbers are. But this is simply just us having an agreement with the BIN group to act as our consultant to put out those RFPs. In saying that, I would also like to say that we work very well with BIM. This isn't the only time that we deal with them. We deal with them all year long. You know, we talk to BIM probably 2, 3, 4 times a week. They're great partners. They're excellent at what they do. They're always very quick to get us what we need and provide the services that we need. So, yeah, this is just a simple agreement. This agreement only goes for a year, so it runs out in July 31st of next year. So I'm just asking the court to authorize them to provide their services for us.
Any questions?
Just a comment if I can, Judge. The last time this consultant came before us, or our representative, there was a comment that I just didn't like about, they thanked our HR director for being proactive, and said something to the effect of, if we weren't proactive, they would have waited 6 more months to bid our policy, and that it would have cost us thousands and thousands of dollars more. So, that admission by that representative really kind of struck a nerve with me that maybe we're not getting the best service out of this group. And because of the previous comments by this board and the predecessor, even I remember 5th District's former magistrate was really pressing upon looking at our options for representation. And the conversations happen every year, and we're not making a change yet. So I just wanted to get the consensus, and maybe I was thinking or misremembering this.
Squire Dykes.
It's okay to say this, I hope, that our representative has changed. We do not have the same person that we had before. And so I can, from my perspective, in meeting with these folks, they're doing a phenomenal job. What you're talking about, I think is fairly accurate, but that person is no longer with us.
Well,
I hope that helps.
So that maybe it does help the situation.
Yeah.
Squire Tanner.
I got a question. Since the group, the broker, submitting requests for bids, do they decide which bid we're gonna take, or do we decide?
They present them to us.
So those are gonna come to us for analysts and decide.
Correct.
They present all
Correct.
bid material to us.
They'll give us material from United and from Anthem.
And then typically what the committee does, goes through them and they give us options and jump in, if we want to change, if we want to lower out of pocket or lower prescriptions and it's going to do this, it's kind of a bunch of different options.
Right.
That we
Right.
spend a lot of time going through.
Yeah, we do get some different options to select,
Yeah.
different plans, how we want to do it, so.
Yeah. And then we'll bring that to the court. Squire Sebastian.
I'll just say one thing that they shared with the Finance Committee. We need to be prepared for an increase in the plan cost to the county. They have said that, and we know that from material being sent to us, that Franklin County has been really in a great position to not pay what some comparable counties, size, scope, a number of employees, et cetera, have had to pay because they've seen demonstrable increases in their plans that the county covers. It's now going to roll down to us. So just be prepared, and I think our treasurer's unfortunately prepared, but
Yeah, I was gonna say, I
Yeah.
think Amy budgeted
She did.
for an increase.
when we talked about that in the finance committee a
Yeah.
lot. So we've prepared for that, but until we see
Still
the
keeping our
numbers.
fingers crossed.
Yep, until we see the numbers, we don't know exactly what it's gonna be. That's
Well, I
it.
heard,
I got a
Tanner.
question. Does
I'm looking at you.
ancillary products offered, or where you have it deducted out of your paycheck? Your
They are,
salary?
yeah, they'll be presented to us as well.
Okay, so, I mean, are there people now that have things going on, certain life insurance policies or
Sure.
other things?
Yes, sir.
So it would not affect them to have to change?
Like if they have a life insurance
You
policy.
got a life
through one-
insurance with
No, I
ABC
mean,
company, you
yeah.
would- even though you look at those, that person gets to retain that. I don't know how many slots we got, maybe it's, a lot of counties have certain limits, all they allow in there, I don't know about us.
Yeah, so they're consistent with life insurance, dental, eye. Those are different carriers, providers, I should say.
Well,
And they'll still be available through them.
But if I got a life insurance, I'm having deducted from my paycheck, it's ABC company, if they recommend it, and we don't get to choose that. The employee gets to choose that, is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
So they don't want to change from ABC, they
Right.
get to keep it.
Correct.
Judge, can someone point out that we were handed a new copy of this contract? What was the change from the one that I had?
It was
at the time of reading?
requested in the finance committee meeting that they kind of give us just a formula of how they get paid. Not a specific number, but just how it works, because that changes month to month. So they just included that in this new one.
Where is that?
Right here, yeah.
Let's see.
Yes,
It is,
I
it's
read
going to
it.
be in Schedule, I think it's in Schedule B.
It is a schedule B, but
Yeah.
when I asked for it, I asked for it to
Yeah,
be
it's,
put in
it's,
here.
it's the very back page, Squire Wisman.
So you would just have some, that would give us some idea, but they don't want, proprietary.
Right.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Court.
Yeah, thank you. All righty, next, there she, hello, Amy.
Hello. I have our report for the 2 months ending. I did notice that I did not label that correctly. So it's for the 2 months ending August 31st. So just to give you a brief summary, the receipts are at 6 million, expenditures 9.3, adding in the fund balance of 29.6 gives us a fund balance of 26.3. Just a reminder, we're still in the first 2 months of the year. Revenues will kick in probably November, December. Also, we're paying for repairs to the AOC building. We will get reimbursed, but those are big bills. You've seen those come through. So we've not been reimbursed yet. So that's why you're seeing those expenditures as well. And I have the revenue and expenses as of September 5th, if you have any questions there.
Amy, is anything jumping out to you on this report?
No.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Amy on either of these items tonight? Thank you.
Thank you.
All righty, next we have payment of claims. Anybody have questions on payment of claims for Kim tonight?
Judge, I just got a comment again, if I may.
Go ahead, Squire.
Quite a few bills coming in for things from online retailers and local big box stores, and just would like to remind all of our staff that we do have a local preference ordinance, and it seems to be kind of common that we get sort of a large group of expenses from a local big box store all at once instead of the local provider. That I would like us to, as much as possible, focus on those local stores.
You got it. I think everybody agrees with supporting local when we can. Yep. All righty. Authorization to go into closed session for KRS 61.8101F. Discussions or hearings which might lead to the appointment, discipline, or dismissal of an individual employee.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. We're in closed. authorization to return into open session.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. We are in open session. Authorization to hire a light equipment operator / driver for the road department. Alrighty, other business. Anybody have any other business? Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, Sebastian.
Thank you, Judge. I just want to let the court know, I attended a Rosin board meeting yesterday where I want to bring back that in the month of August, there were 167 persons, that includes adults and children, who were requesting assistance. So the need is out there. Usually we think of the need in the winter when things are cold. The need is out there. So we should all kind of be prepared for when the winter months hit, that number to go up demonstrably. And their request totaled over $60,000 for assistance. So know the need is in our community and it is out there. Thank you.
Thank you, Squire. Appreciate you representing us at Rosin. Squire Tanner.
I think we had another issue too, Sebastian, that we were gonna bring up about the future of the administrative code being the time frame.
Yes, sir.
So I'll let you carry that on.
He just handed me the ball right there. I got
Yeah.
the pigskin.
You have a softball pitch with it.
So, a number, the administrative code has been worked on in two sections. There's been a personnel section because it's the largest section of the overall county's administrative code. That's been sent out to all the magistrates to start reviewing and you know, formulating questions that you have in that regard to bring back to the body to make that stronger for the county. And then separately, the remainder of the administrative code was also sent out to members of the court. So what we would like to try to do is start getting that feedback so that we can get it on the agenda. So we would like to actually, for the next meeting, and the next court meeting is, I just don't know the date off the top of my head, guys, I'm sorry.
24th.
The
So we'll say
24th.
any questions have turned in by the 24th, and then we'll put on the meeting after that?
Yeah, we would like to go ahead and
Yeah.
proceed. So, do you have, Squire Taylor?
No, I think we worked on it very hard and we got it. I'm not saying it's perfect, never be perfect.
Nope.
But it's a whole lot better than it was, but look it over, please. If you have any suggestions, we need to be made somewhere. And we could get it included in there, but we gotta do, once it's passed, I mean, you still amend it, but you have to redo an ordinance to do that.
And so what we are waiting on now is your feedback so we can get a final document based on the feedback of what you have now, so we can get it closer to what you ultimately want to see. And that's why we're trying to ask for your feedback by the 24th, so that feedback can be put in the document and it can come back to you, and from then on, we'll start making the necessary changes and moving it forward to be voted and approved on. Okay?
Perfect. Good.
All right, thank you all.
I'm a little concerned about that. I don't want any perception of a roving meeting if we all send feedback independently to two of our magistrates to work on a document. We agreed 2 months ago that I thought that we were going to call a special meeting just to do that, and I've been waiting on a date I've reviewed and made lots and lots and lots of notes, but I thought we were going to come together as a body and kind of comb through everything at one point to come up
Or do
with
you
a
want to
draft.
send
I'm afraid,
send them to Jenny, and then she can at least compile them into one piece of paper, and then we can go from there? How's that?
I really would like to just have a meeting and hash it through personally so that we can all work off each other, find out what. I'd like to know the reasoning and some of the changes, but based on some of the ones that have worked on them, and I don't know that we can meet as 3 or 4 people to, kind of work through that thing.
So if we give these suggestions and email them to Jenny, and then it goes to the committee, and it's on the agenda for the 24th, we will discuss them then, right?
I think what we were trying to do is get comments in by whatever the day is, certain day, and get all that back into a single point of contact, and it can be the judge's administrative assistant who can put all of those things together, and everybody has the documents. If the will of the body is to include that as, here are the track changes in the document, this was suggested by XYZ, this was suggested by ABC, And then when it comes to us as a full document with all of those things in it, however the body deems to move forward with it. But if we keep on the way we are,
Yeah.
we're never gonna,
And what we
you
can
know,
do, and we
Squire
can go over
Tanner
in
and
the
I,
regular, we can go over in the regular meeting and just, we'll try to
Yeah.
scale everything else back and just kind of make
Yeah.
that meeting for
Yeah,
that.
I think as long as we're sending them to Jenny,
Yeah.
we're not making decisions, we're
No.
just adding comments is
Right.
all we're adding. So I think we're okay doing that,
Yeah.
and then we can all get together and discuss
Yeah.
why we want those.
I just didn't want it to, we were promised a meeting and I've been waiting for 2 months for that to happen, so I didn't want to,
Yeah,
I hadn't sent anything in yet because of that, but
so we just need to send
Once-
it to
once
Jenny, and
we-
then
yes.
we'll meet
Yeah.
and discuss.
She'll
I don't
compile it
think-
and we'll go from there.
Make
I don't think Sherry Sebastian or myself are trying to cut anybody out. We're wanting everybody in.
that's what I'm saying.
And in order to get that done, look it over. We're not asking anybody to be exempt from anything. And decide if you need it, you think we need more stuff in it or less stuff in it, and send those comments so we can, and we obviously react to it pretty quickly, but we gotta do something. I mean, we don't have to, but we certainly need to move
So let's
forward.
say, let's send anything like that into Jenny by the 24th. She'll compile everything, and then on that following week meeting, we'll try to set an agenda that's light, knowing that we'll address the admin code and policies. Everybody good with that? Because we meet every 2 weeks.
Judge, I've got a couple items if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
I just wondered if we had an update. We had an agency come make a presentation about an interlocal or multi-county agreement from DLG, and that was supposed to come back the next
That's funny
month,
you
and
said
that's
it.
been,
She saw me today. It's
Okay.
sitting at DOG for approval before she sends it out.
okay.
She has
So
to get.
I wondered
Yeah.
where we were with
I was,
that.
I was at Berea today, and she came up to me before it started, and she says, I haven't forgot about it, I turned it in, it has to get approved, and then I'll send it back out. So that's not forgotten.
And then, Judge, if I could, you made a comment at last, in your judge's report last meeting that kind of caught me by surprise, but I wondered if you could explain this Soccer Stars Rec League a little more. You know, it wasn't something that the body approved. I don't know if it went through Park Committee, but it would have seemed that we're entering into contractual agreement to allow a private entity to use our park for
They're renting it.
making some
I mean,
fees.
we're a municipality, we're a public course, we have nothing to
But
do
they're-
with them. They came, they showed up for a meeting, so they saw a desire, and they said they've been working with the school systems, Franklin County school systems. We really have, we're not sponsoring them, we're not part of it, it's just somebody to ask a little bit of grass to use.
But they're charging fees for the services while using park space. I mean,
They're renting the park space.
we kind of blanketly let anybody do that? Can
The
I?
YMCA uses it. What's the
Wondering,
difference?
do we have any agreements with any of the others, sort of a rental agreement, or beyond a rental agreement, that it would seem that maybe we should put a policy in place about that?
I don't know, I mean,
I don't know.
we don't even have full
I don't know
soccer
anything
field.
about
I
it.
mean,
It was surprising.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about it. It's blown up. I mean, it's taken out of
Yeah, it has.
proportion. I mean, I'm looking, I had 2 meetings last week on 40 acres and 100 acres. I mean, we're still looking for land for soccer fields. We don't even have a soccer field.
Can you explain that too? Because that's been
What?
something I would like,
Explain
you've
what?
mentioned that a few times, that there's
Yeah.
some company looking at bringing professional soccer to
No, I'm just
town.
looking at land. I haven't talked to any professional companies. I mean, somebody reached out to Penny wanting to, but that was
I
it.
thought you had toured with some company at one
No.
point looking at land.
No,
Okay.
no, so, JW, Squire Blackburn, I'm sorry.
So that, the company that you had said wanted to come in and they're renting
Yeah.
the pavilion, they're the only company, in my mind, in the last 3 years, the only entity. The Georgetown group, we met with them, was that 2 years ago?
Longer than that.
A little over 2 years, well, it was probably 3 years ago.
Yeah.
It was 3 years ago. We met with them and said, hey, anybody wanting to do these things for our community, anybody wanting to include people, get stuff for our children, we're open to it.
Yep.
There's been a lot of talk, well, the county hasn't worked with anybody. Nobody's asked.
Correct.
Nobody's come up and asked. This isn't, we haven't sought this out. It's not a money grab. This company said, hey, can we come in? They've been working with the school. Sure. Nobody else has said anything. Nobody else has said, can we use your fields? Nobody has. There's people saying, well, I can't work in Frankfurt. You haven't asked to.
Yeah.
This has been really blown out of proportion.
Yeah.
And I think it's...
And it's all directed to me, and I haven't done anything.
My name's on it too.
It's been pushed to the fiscal court. I'm on the park committee.
Yeah,
Nobody's come.
no. That's exactly right. A
Nobody.
lot of misinformation.
The soccer has been slowly tapering off in our community by the use of our fields by no choice of ours.
Right.
It's the people that run them. We're not in the business to running rec leagues and all that stuff.
Yep.
We're in the business of providing the space.
Yeah.
And everybody's equally available to use the space. They've just got to step through the door and say, hey, I'd like to.
Yep.
I'd like to offer this. I'd like to do this. It's not been an issue of we haven't been working with anybody. Nobody's asked to work with us.
Correct.
And I think the sports commission that we now have in effect, they're going to address it. And they're going to make sure that this gets taken care of our community. But pointing the finger saying we don't work with people, that's an outright lie to our community. It's an outright lie on social media. And I haven't responded because I'm not going to argue with people selling half the truths.
Yeah, and even as that's been going on, and my name unfortunately is at the forefront of it, since then not one person has called me.
No.
And all those people have my phone number, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I mean, I just,
It's a rant.
yeah.
So, I wasn't here for that, I missed that when you were talking about that.
It was just a quick little blip like I did in my judge's report.
Well, and I was very, my name ended up on it, and so I was very confused by it, but also I haven't gotten a phone call, just so everybody's clear about that. And my understanding, and maybe this will help some people, my understanding is that, and my hope is that we have this new sports commission that will be doing this for us.
They will.
And we are looking for land so that we can have soccer fields for
correct.
kids. And I think those are the things we need to focus on right now. And I think it's just a misunderstanding. I think
Yeah.
people kind of jumped to conclusions that maybe weren't appropriate, but
Yeah,
anyway, I think that's what the court can do something about. That's what we're
right,
working
and we've
on.
been working on it, and I think people need to remember, it's just a clinic for little kids.
Right.
It's not a league. And so there's a lot of different moving parts, Squire Blackburn.
If I can just take the liberty for a minute. As you said, anybody can put on a clinic for anything they want. They have to have a place to do it. They have to set that up. This particular group did that. In my opinion, they can charge $1 or $1,000. You choose to go to the clinic or not choose to go to the clinic. We're not sponsoring it. We're allowing it to happen because they're paying us. And I also want to interject the fact that there's been a big outcry. All we care about is softball. We have a comprehensive park plan that was invested heavily in our community in surveys. We had a huge outpouring of surveys of what we needed, what we wanted. None of that has gone away. That plan is still in effect, and we are working on the plan. The softball field complex was a starting point that was affordable, that allowed us to have the capability to generate revenue while supporting our communities and their physical activity and a determined need that we had in our community that can help fund furthering the rest of the plan.
Yep.
That plan is huge. It's all-encompassing. It's comprehensive. The pool has not been forgotten.
Nope.
Every community that has a pool spends $1 million a year of taxpayer money on it. They don't pay for themselves. It takes an investment of a grand proportion. Doing the softball complex was the first step in getting the ball rolling to afford us the ability to do the bigger things.
Correct.
And when people take that out of context and don't understand, I feel like I've covered it. I've spoken on it. We've spoken on it in court. But I just felt like today I needed to say it again because I don't know if people watch our meetings or not. And I can tell from a lot of the comments that I see on social media and things like that, that they don't. Or they forget quickly.
And I'm not trying to be critical of the public. I'm just trying to be critical of the people that are saying things that aren't true. I didn't take this for any, I didn't run for office on the agenda that I want to be on the spotlight and get up here and talk. I'm a terrible speaker. I wanted to be the common guy representing the people in our community, what they want, and do logical steps to make that happen. And that's what we've done. And that's what we're continuing to do. And I just want it out there. If you've got a problem with it, call me.
Yep.
Call you.
Yep.
Call Kelly. We're on the park committee. Call your magistrate. Don't rant and rave and start all this information that just is unfounded. Talk to us. And then put out, oh, well, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. Put out the truth. Because perception becomes reality. And I want everybody to have clear perception. We're not hiding anything. We're climbing a staircase.
We're following the road.
And we're not skipping stairs. We're hitting every one of them. And that's all I've got.
Yeah. Thank you, Squire. Squire Winters.
Judge, could I ask, you all mentioned that you're looking at some additional land. When we adopted the development plan for the softball fields, I had made a comment that it seemed like some lower hanging fruit, that plan, the park plan, had an additional 2 soccer fields on the right-hand side of the entrance in the plan as an option or an alternative. It wasn't a recommendation, but they said, they designed it and said they could fit 2 professional-sized soccer fields there. And when we adopted that, I said I would like to proceed with developing those because I thought we could do some of that in-house through a road department and otherwise. And I don't know if it's been talked about in the park committee. You're all saying maybe you're looking at some additional land now to develop. At one point in time, there was a comment in this court meeting about maybe using some land at Duckers to build out some fields. Can somebody just give me kind of an update of where we are on anything? I would like to see those built out at Lakeview. If that's an option, we don't have plans, to my knowledge, to build anything along that right side of that roadway coming in, and it would seem to be.
I'm worried about the grades over there, having to put
Yeah,
fences
that's
up
a problem,
and stuff and parking, but yeah, go ahead, Squire.
None of that stuff's off the table. None of it's off the table. But we have to have a logical progression of affordability and how we're going to fund it, how we're going to move forward. The softball complex, it's a huge financial investment. And we're not trying to put all our bags and all our stuff in one basket. The comprehensive plan said we needed more parkland. And that was kind of the impetus for everybody at the former court to say, hey, yeah, we can buy the defunct golf course, and that increases us 130 acres. But the topography of that land is not, it's not agreeable for some of the things we want to do. So, for all the things we want to do. So we're going to have to go to different spots, different places. We're going to have to acquire more land. I think you can't have too much park space in a community. But it needs to be affordable, well thought out, and we can't just throw stuff out there right now. We got to think 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years down the road. We use a spot for one thing and we pour a bunch of infrastructure into it, and it's not the best use for park space. We're going to be working backwards and stepping on our toes. And I know you're a big proponent of planning and making sure, like, we look where these utilities and things are so we don't build over, build around them. We're looking into all that. I mean, I've poured my heart and soul into it. I know the judge did when he was on the committee, and he still does. I mean, I know you're looking every day.
Yep.
And we've been given, recommendations for different land and things like that. And you've got grandkids. You go to all their events. It's a multifaceted thing that everybody thinks there's a magic pill. There's not. It just takes a lot of thought, foresight to make it happen. But you're right on that. On that front entrance coming in, the topography is not perfect. When we were building this softball complex, we thought with the geotechnical surveys and all that, the land, how much we would move, how much dirt we need to infill. We were thinking we're not going to take the spoils off site because we can fill some depressions and make some other things. And that's kind of a moving target because those things change. And so there's a lot of moving parts. And people think they got a great idea, and I'm not saying they don't. But I don't think anybody said anything we haven't covered already. And I'm open to everything. We all are. We want what's best for this community, period. And I'm not saying I'm the authority on it, I'm not. But we're covering the bases with everything we've got. And unless there's new information or better ideas, I'm open to them. I think we all are.
And we do talk about soccer fields all the time. We really do.
All the time.
We talk about them all the time. We just need the right space for them. That's all.
Could we look, can we make that agreement? I would like to go ahead and engage somebody to look at if we could build out the topography, if it would accept it. We've already broke ground on the soccer field. Next year's project, in my mind, needs to be defined. Maybe those two fields are some fairly low-hanging fruit that would be affordable enough for us to go ahead and get done, because our communities, I'm getting calls from friends who have kids in soccer, and they're saying, we need additional fields. This is not just a dying trend. If we had more, we would do more. So I would like to look at those. Could we go ahead and engage
I think we can look at it. Now, I think part of the problem was they thought we were gonna have a bunch of extra spoils from the softball complex to build up there, but we don't. And so to haul in enough soil to level that area out, plus fence it so it wouldn't go down the hill, I just don't know if it makes financial sense compared to.
It'd be nice to answer that though, right?
Yeah, I mean, we can shoot some grades and look at it.
School's building a whole big thing over there. They're moving a lot of dirt that may need to go
talked
somewhere.
Trust me, we've talked a lot.
We're talking about it.
Yeah.
They're moving a lot of dirt.
Well, I
They just poured their
Yeah.
gymnasium
No,
floor 2 days ago.
It's on, listen, I'm being serious. And the sports commission's on it now too. So, I mean, there's potential they could help fund some things too. So I think this is where we really need to kind of merge with them, and they know it's an important topic. I mean, I've talked
Well,
to
I
them.
mean, we're the elected body, and I have got a lot of phone calls, and I don't know what to tell anybody. I don't have any updates on what the conversations have been, and I just hear the little bits and pieces here in meetings that we're looking at land, no, we're looking at Duckers, no, we're looking at Lakeview. What is the future? We need to be better about putting out communication about what we're actively working on, in each of the committees especially, so we can all be informed when we get those phone calls, but, and to be able to, I'd love to get ahead of things, as you all know I usually do. I try to put information out ahead of anybody feeling like they need to start rumors, or especially when we know they're going to be coming, what the comments are going to be, so. Thank you all.
Okay.
I appreciate the update.
Thank you. Alrighty, let's go ahead and jump right into the voting session. Today is September 10th, 2025. This is our 5 o'clock voting session. Clerk, please call roll.
Squire Sebastian.
Here.
Squire Blackburn.
Present.
Squire Dykus.
Here.
Squire Harrod.
Here.
Squire Tanner.
Here.
Squire Wissman.
Present.
Judge Miller.
Present. Thank you, Clerk. Authorization for approval of minutes from the public hearing of August 27, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization for approval of minutes from the regular meeting of August 27, 2025, as amended.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay.
Just verify my changes in that, or not. We didn't really say.
Do what? I'm sorry.
The change that I requested in the minutes for the work session,
He said there's amended, I think.
Yeah.
is that included in the
Yeah, it
amendment?
should be.
Okay. I did.
Authorization to receive the Elkhorn Water District Independent Auditors Report for the years ending December 31, 2024 and 2023.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Next one's tabled. We're going to table.
So, Judge, can I
Yes.
make a motion to table
Second.
this
Yes.
item?
Perfect.
Second.
To the next meeting,
un-
right?
The next regular meeting?
Until our next regular meeting.
Yeah, we'll get that, yeah.
Thank you.
And you got a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, motion to table. Thank you, Squire. Authorization to approve change order from Stevens Home Improvement for the pole barn.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to award a bid to Landmark Sprinkler, best bidder for Franklin County Clerk's Office fire panel upgrade.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve a resolution authorizing FEMA/KYEM to designate Aaron McCauley/ERSys as the applicant's agent relating to DR 4860 February 2025 flood and DR 4864 April 25 Flood on behalf of the Franklin County Fiscal Court.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve a resolution to apply for government assistance accelerating needed transformation grant program funds for the county's participation in National Resource Conservation Services, NRCS, Emergency Watershed Protection, EWP, Recovery Buyout Program.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve a resolution authorizing the filing of an application to the Kentucky Association of Counties Insurance Grant Program for the Franklin County Fire Department and designating the county judge executive to execute all documents pertaining to this grant.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve a resolution authorizing the filing of an application to Kentucky Fire Commission Thermal Image Camera Grant for the Franklin County Fire Department and designating the county judge executive to execute all documents pertaining to this grant.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to award a bid to Veritech, Inc., sole bidder for the fire department generator.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to approve an agreement with the Benefit Insurance Marketing, Inc., DBA BIM Group, a Kentucky corporation in Franklin County Fiscal Court.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to receive the treasurer's report.
So moved.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Payment of claims. Is there a motion to deny any payment of claim? No motion was made. Let the record reflect claims are to be paid. Authorization to hire Lewis Ray as a light equipment operator / driver.
So moved.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. Authorization to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. We are adjourned.